June the 26th represents International Day of Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, and as such, the MEC of Health, Dr. Bandile Masuku, spoke to us about the challenges for addicts, and more specifically, the homeless during COVID-19.
I think we had a problem on when we were dealing with homeless individuals in our shelters when they started to have a problem of withdrawals, and we had to contribute towards giving them something to deal with the withdrawals. And by and large, that is a community that we can talk about with authority, because we have dealt with them, and our shelters were meant by people from our public health actually specialists to give them the antidote for the drugs withdrawal. And the second part, we also interacted with the drug issue, was when those who are in rehab required, usually, cigarette is used as a substitute on the addiction. So because of the ban on cigarette, we also had to come in as the department to give authority for the cigarette to be purchased for them to be able to continue with their rehab. So essentially, it is something that it's a problem. One thing that the pandemic has done, it has actually exposed and in a very blatant way, all the social problems that we have and how called upon on how we actually manage them. And it's something that we are looking at it now, because one thing that is there that we know we are running short of rehab centers. We need more, and we need to give more access to actually methadone, which is used also for the issue of addiction.
The purpose of this day is to educate the public, young people in particular, about the dangers and consequences of drug abuse.
Hi, I'm Jen Sue, and you're watching Joburgtoday.
And now let's unpack another type of high in the form of sex. Just how much do you know about the do's and don'ts around intimacy during COVID-19? Frick Robinson spoke to social and reproductive expert Dr. Tlaleng Mofokeng.
Welcome, Doctor. In this time of social separation, how can we still be, as couples, intimate?
COVID gives us a very, very interesting perspective. It's a very interesting time to be talking about sex and intimacy. And we know globally, and even in South Africa, everyone has been really focused on the primary health care and the hygienic elements of COVID. However, when it comes to sex, it's important to tell people that, we know for sure that COVID, the virus, is found in saliva. It's also found in mucus, and so if people are still engaged in actual penetrative sexual intercourse,
or just kissing.
Yeah, or just kissing, right? Mm-hmm. It's important that they still stick to the safer sex tools like using condoms. And unfortunately, the safest type of sex at the moment is sex with yourself. So self-pleasure, self-play is still the safest form.
So basically you're saying, whether you like it or not, you must accept sex, and this time is actually out.
Look, intimacy is varying, right? And people are allowed to express themselves and have various types of intimacy, which is why I talk about, this issue of affirming other types of sexual contact and intimacy. In the book, I speak about the fact that dry humping is a good option, right, for those people who, and this is just, outside even of the COVID, who may not want to have penetrative sex. It's important to talk about oral sex and why that's also important in relationships. But of course, in the time of COVID, people need to understand their personal risk, depending on what type of sex they're having. So sex with yourself, the best form of sex. Second, maybe sex with the person you are in regular, who's your regular partner that you are in lockdown with. Other than that, it gets riskier and riskier and riskier, which is why people are, using digital platforms to date and sext and send nudes. Because again, who knew that digital and sexting and the digital media would provide such relief for many people?
Hey, yo, what up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Reason, and you are now hanging out with me, Joburgtoday. Whether you're in Cape Town, Durban, doesn't matter. It's Joburgtoday.